Welcome. Today we're going to look at installing ActuCall's CDRv5 client app. Before we start, I want to make sure you have the following resources in place. First, make sure that the computer you're using has a Windows 7 operating system or higher. This program does not work on Apple devices. Make sure that you've set up your network interface card so it's connected to the CDRv5 server. Make sure you've downloaded the CDRv5 client software package. You would have been sent a link to that once you purchase the software, and you would download it from trillis.biz. And make sure that you've installed ActuCall's CDRv5 server app and you've configured the client license. This video will also address installing Microsoft SQL Server 2014, but if you already have it installed, just how to set up an instance. And last but not least, make sure that you have administrative privileges available to you on the computer you're about to use. You will need administrative privileges to be able to install this program. Once you have that all in order, we can get started.
To start, we're going to extract the CDRv5 client file. So go to it, right click, and extract all. This will be the file you got from trillis.biz. You can extract it to the default folder that it creates. Once it's extracted, you want to open up CDRv5 client.exe. Make sure to give it any permissions that it might need to run. Once the user interface is open, click on Connectivity, give it access, and you're going to select the IP address. There should only be one that shows up, and that'll be the one you select. You do not want to scan for servers because we need to install MS SQL Express first. So you want to click that button to start installing Microsoft SQL. You can install it in the default folder that it creates. Click OK.
Even if you have Microsoft SQL Server installed on your device, you still want to follow this process. It'll look like it's reinstalling the program, but it's actually not. It'll skip over the installation and bring you right to setting up an instance. So still follow this workflow.
Once SQL is finished installing, now you're going to create an instance. So click on New SQL Server Standalone Installation. Once we get to this page, you want to accept the license terms. Click Next. Click Next. On this page, leave all the default features checked off and click Next. Now, on this page, we want to take note of what we name our instance. This is going to be important for later steps in the process of setting up CDRv5 client app. On this page, we want to make sure that the startup types are both set as default automatic, so we're going to change the one that says disabled to automatic, and click Next. And another important step is choosing which authentication mode you're going to be using when logging in. We suggest mixed mode, and we definitely suggest saving the password that you're creating here. It's a very important password to keep on to because it is required to access your database. get to this step and we can close this window. We are complete. And close that. And we're going to open back up CDRv5 client app. And we don't need to search because we know we just created an instance and we know it's called SQL Express. That's why we take note of the name and we can just click Create Database. There's two ways to create it. You can either enter in the password, or since we set up OS authentication, instead of entering in the password, I'm just going to click on OS authentication, click Create Database, and I see a message that the database has been created successfully, so that's great. And we click Done and Finish. Now we notice the indicators aren't all green yet. All we have to do is log on. Click on Log On, click there where it says to log on, and now all the indicators at the bottom left are green. You've successfully installed CDRv5 client app. Great work, and thanks for watching.